searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna be.
Holy hell, folks, OTAs taking place right now. It feels like we're getting close to the 2023 NFL season with training camp about a little over a month away. It's starting to get real, folks. It's nice and warm outside. It is football. You can feel it in your blood start to come, and I welcome you all to the One Pride podcast, where we took all things Detroit Lions news and rumors, and we don't need to jump into a wood chipper anymore because our team is an ass kicker. We are going to have Curtis Steele on here in a little bit. Just taking a couple of minutes. We're going to talk to him and maybe some other guests as well. It's going to be fun for sure, but right now we got 38 in the building with 15 likes. Let's get to 30 likes. That's 15 more. Remember, folks, we get to that magical number of 100. We're going to get a combo breaker in an ultra combo with it. So right now, folks, who do we got in the building? We got P Blues, 9 drinks. Stay in there. Weston Lion, Cy Gray, Mr. Detroit City, Rustin Banks, Chrome, Football's craziest, Alan Dana. Everybody here talking and getting ready for Antoine Is You High for the Lions season. We do got to talk about a little of OTAs, some observations that is taking place. Chrome says perfect time on his break. Absolutely. My favorite name, Hugh Janus in the building. What's up, Mike, from Vilseck, Germany? And we got Justice as well. Couple key notes from OTAs. David Montgomery, Malcolm Rodriguez, injured leg injury. They're walking back with the trainers on their own legs. So I don't think it's anything serious. With that said, it is something to note because injuries suck a pile of booty cheeks. We don't like hearing about it, but them walking on their own, it seems probably more precautionary than anything. Jahmyr Gibbs did not practice as well, still dealing with the injury that he had at that rookie camp, and I think we all knew that he wasn't going to do anything. Don't think it's serious at all. Another one of those minor things out there. Did not hear about Big V, if he was on the right guard position. Matter of fact, I heard anything about the right guard position at all, so nothing unless something comes up while I'm talking to you. I haven't heard diddly squat on that. That's something I know everybody want to talk about and get in there and get at it. Were you stationed in the Army? Where were you stationed? In Kuwait, in Iraq, Fort Hood, Texas, Michigan, Fort Knox, Kentucky. Holy hell, a lot of places. That was a lot of places. Just depends what time you're getting stationed at. But yeah. So let's get into some of the key notes. Jameson Williams spoke to the media 10 minutes long. He had no idea what he was doing was against the rules of the gambling thing. He feels terrible about it. He says, I'm not a gambler, I'm a football player. And he's not going to appeal the 6-game suspension. So he'll be back in 7 games. So if you're one of those individuals, say maybe come back week 4. That's not happening. He'll be coming back week 7. He's taking full responsibility for it. Matter of fact, he took all questions from the media 10 minutes straight. Good for him. Also, Dan Campbell talked about Jameson Williams and said that he is light years ahead of where he was last year, as to be expected. Why is that? He is healthy. He's at the OTAs, where he actually can catch footballs from Jared Goff, in which, if you haven't seen, he was catching some footballs from Jared Goff. Good to see that. Hopefully, when Week 7 rolls around, those two will be tight. We want them to be tight. That means the offense will be tight because you can feel it in the air that this is going to be a good damn season for our beloved Detroit Lions. Do you think Jameson Williams and Jared Goff will be tight by Week 7? They'll be good to go. He'll be getting more passes than what he did last year. Let me know in the comments below for why for yes and for no. I think the connection will be much better than what it was last year, but super tight like Amon-Ra and Jared Goff, I don't think that will be the case. It's going to take some chemistry and development and game playing, not just in preseason and training camp to get to that spot. But make no mistake about it will be much better. Just like I agree, Paul Ginder, yes, Huggy Bear, absolutely. Yes, 100%. I do think it'll be better, just not that Amon-Ra connection yet or that Josh Reynolds type of connection. That just takes a lot of game time to get that done. But it is good to see them doing their thing. Marvin Jones Jr. taking some passes from Jared Goff. Love seeing it. Love watching it. And it looks pretty good on the same page. I've seen some of the highlights, and the ball was placed right where it needs to be. And we got my guy, Curtis Steele. What's going on, man?
What's going on, family? What's up, man?
Hey, OTAs taking place, Kurt. Before we get to it, talk about what you're doing for a job now. You know, you're in that.
Man.
You're becoming a beat writer and all that, dog.
Yeah, man. So I'm over at Sideline Report over there with my man Brad Berryman and the Sideline crew, and I'm working at Yard Barker. So I am the featured Detroit Lions content creator, or contributor over there at Yard Barker. Just posted my first article this afternoon. So good stuff going on in my career over there at Yard Barker and at Sideline Report.
You know what? I'm really excited, Kurt. When I make a video about your article, that's going to be freaking glorious. And you know I'm going to have fun with it when that does happen, because I do that quite a bit. I'm going to have a picture of you. It's going to be glorious. We're going to be talking about what you're talking about. And congratulations, everybody in the comment section. If you didn't know, he's now becoming an OG in the beat writer game. That's my man, Curtis Steele from Lions Nation Unite. And Lions on the Prowl. I don't know how much longer you got there. Is it just a little more?
I will be next Friday. So not this Friday, but next Friday will be my last show hosting. I'll still be part of the Detroit Lions on the Prowl family. I still will, show up on Free for All Fridays and stuff like that. But as far as being the official host, next Friday is my last day, and then actually they'll be going to a 7:00 show starting in the first week of June. So they'll be going to Detroit Lions on the Prowl Roar on June 5th. So they'll be changing the format. It'll be going to an afternoon show instead of lunchtime.
And again, that's right there, man. Changing the format, beating the game. See, you get in this Lions game, it can mean something. It can. You just got to grind. You got to grind. Kurt, OTAs taking place. Did you see some of the things that's going on, man? Thoughts on Jameson Williams?
Man, that kid can fly. That kid is going to be an absolute monster on the field. And I think one of the things that really impressed me today is when the media asked him about the suspension. He said he didn't know, but he owned up to it. He says, we're going to leave it at that. It is what it is. I'm not going to appeal. I'm going to take my 6 games. I'm going to focus on doing what I need to do when I get back on the field, joining my teammates in week 7. So kid is actually doing some big things. So he's doing some great things on and off the field. I saw some things of him doing some things out in the community. Kids were, giving kids $100 for a bottle of water. Like, I know you're struggling here, take this kid, and he's just being part of the community. I know he's gotten some bad flack in the media, but I think he's doing not the media, social media. I think he's going to be a great addition to the team.
Oh, yeah, I know. I agree with you 110%. I think, and you know, he's a young guy. He made some mistakes, but he's learning from it. And when you own up to a mistake and you go out there and say, I own it, that's when you're starting to see a maturity, you know, and that's a damn good thing to see him come out there and say, you know, I own up to it. It is what it is, and everything will eventually get, you know, just focusing on football and get back to the regular, and that's what we all want to see from that. And you're talking about him flying. I seen Jared Goff throwing him some passes, man. Woo-wee! Talk about it,
nice.
dude.
Man, I'm looking at that. I'm like, man, that's going to be a dangerous combination. They're finally starting to get their rhythm down, their timing, and the more time he spends with Jared Goff this offseason is going to be better. And you're going to get them together on the same page. It's going to be some nightmares for some defenses, especially with Jahmyr Gibbs coming out of the backfield, and then you have to worry about LaPorta, and you know the number one dude, the Sun guy, gonna get his in the middle of the field. So it's gonna be pick your poison for defenses this year.
Mr. Detroit City, so let's not waste our time talking about this kid until he shows up to work one day and helps the team out. These guys acting like J-Mo is the greatest person of all time. Holy smokes, I apparently must have peed in some Cheerios, but that's okay. Look, I'm really excited for when he gets out there and he does his thing, gets on the same page, just need time.
You know, some people are going to have that Missouri type of feel. You know, you got to show me, show me, buddy, you can tell me type of deal. But I believe in the young kid. The 2 times the kid touched the ball last year, went for big plays, and then another one got called back. So I think he's going to do some big things this season.
We seen Malcolm Rodriguez and David Montgomery injured, walking off the field with trainers. That's not the best thing you want to hear there, Kurt.
Yeah, I saw that. It was you're always going to run into some tweaks around this time of year just because of the fact that the guys aren't in football shape. As much as they work out and as much as they do things, even what Dan Campbell called the pajama football today, you're still going to have some tweaks and, and people are going to get caught up and, feet get tangled up. It's non-contact for a reason, but we're still going to have some tweaks here and there. But I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah. Again, I'm not too worried about it. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't practice as well. I don't think it's serious. Don't worry about that there for sure.
But he was out there today. He didn't practice the last 2 days, but he was out there today.
Okay. That's good. That's good because he was just in clothes that I seen, so he's out there moving. Jahmyr Gibbs, can't wait to watch.
Kid, from what the media reports out there, they were saying he was moving pretty smooth, pretty no lingering effects. Even Dan Campbell in his presser said he would be out there today, so he was out there doing a little thing. So he said he was going to work him in. I don't think he was going to set to do any team-on-team drills, but individual drills and what do you call that, position drills he did today.
Can't wait to watch that. Absolutely can't wait to see the speed in person. Did you hear anything about the right guard position? I've heard absolutely nothing on it. I was hoping to see who's going to be there.
It's going to be a kind of revolving door doing OTAs. You're going to get some Graham Glasgow. You're going to get some Big V. And you're going to get some Corby Sorsdahl, the rookie tackle that's switching the guard. What the synopsis is that battle isn't going to take place until training camp starts.
Okay. So I can't wait to see what that one there.
Just because of the physicality of the position, and you really can't judge a guy in pajamas at the right guard position. You not in this shells.
No, definitely, and not in pajamas. Just want to see, is he going to be out there? Like, we didn't see nothing of Big V last year. So, it's just one of those things. And Levi Wuzurike, I heard he was stretching, and that's about it.
Yeah. I've said this before. I've had spinal fusion surgery, and
same.
I don't see a long-term career in a collision sport like football for a guy who's had spinal fusion surgery. I understand he's young and, he's still a young guy, but that's a type of injury where that's kind of hard to come back from in a collision sport like football.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I think for him, I don't think he's coming back, man. Yeah, I've been saying this for a while.
I don't think so.
I think he's done.
The Lions had the last two drafts drafting his replacement. they Josh Pascal last year and this year Broderick Martin. They spent the last 2 years replacing him. I don't see how he comes back.
We got 130 in the building with only 36 likes. Let's get to 5-0, 14 away. Remember, when we get to 100, we will definitely be doing an ultra combo. We like those ultra combos. So does my girlfriend and her kids, and we play the game quite a bit on the TV. So make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and talk about Marvin Jones Jr., Jared Goff. I've seen some of those passes. Beautiful passes. Great catches, right on target, too, I got to say.
Yeah.
Was watching him on the side, looked really good. I love seeing the connection right now because I felt losing DJ Chark was hurting the Lions' offense in a big way because you didn't have that guy. So it's like you bring in Marvin Jones Jr., can he do it? Seen the connection already. I'm liking the start of these guys getting together.
I love Marv, man. That's my guy, so... I'm happy to see Marvin Jones out there getting that connection. He's a veteran guy. He's going to be a contributor on and off the field in a locker room. He's already showing some leadership to another leader on the team, which is Amon-Ra St. Brown. But you look at Marvin Jones and what he brings to the team. He's got the same game. He's going to make some catches. He's going to make some contested catches, and he's going to get down the field. I don't see him losing a step. He may not be what he was as a rookie, but he's still pretty fast and has a pretty good catch radius. So big things from Marvin Jones in 2023 for the Lions.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. What are you most excited about with the OTAs, with training camp coming up, that you as a fan just like, I just cannot wait. I just cannot wait.
For OTAs, not doing a lot, but that for the training camp, I want to see how the secondary gels together because you still have Tracy Walker still limited some out there. He's out there running on the side. He's not a full participant, just yet, but say he's going to be a full go by the time training camp hits. And to see Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph, Cam Sutton, I don't think we'll have Mosley at the beginning of the year, but to have Jerry Jacobs and CJ Gardner-Johnson out there. That's going to be a brand new thing for us. I love the toys in the secondary. I'm happy what we're going to have back there in the back end because we needed it last year. We were I wrote about it today. We were dead last in total defense last year. And the secondary was a big part of what the Lions did in the offseason.
And you look and you talk about the secondary. You mentioned him, Tracy Walker, who was running around today, and he said he's ready for day one at training camp. This secondary is going to be so fun to watch in training camp. Who's going to be, how are they going to use these guys? In the safety positions, ridiculous. It is. Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Tracy Walker. My God, how are you going to use these guys? Because you want to see all of them, right? You want to see all these playmakers.
Yeah.
Then obviously the corners, you got CJ who plays that as well, Jerry Jacobs, Emmanuel Mosley, Cam Sutton. This is going to be epic. I'm with you. I cannot wait to watch the combination. Are you going to be at training camp this year? Or do I have to sit there and call you from Detroit?
Yeah, you're gonna have to call me from Detroit this year. You may catch me next season though, because the draft will be there. I might just make it a long stay. You don't know. You don't know. But yeah, I'll definitely try to make it up there next year. But this year, I'm gonna be have my hind parts here in North Carolina. But I wish I could make it up there for that. But you may see me. I might pop up in the D, saying sometime this year you might run up and surprise y'all, saying make a surprise appearance up there.
Getting a second home here in the D, so we can watch. You can watch football all the time there for sure. We got Kurt Heel here from Yard Barker, from every freaking outlet now. I mean, literally, you're like everywhere. So you got Lions on the Prowl, Yard Barker.
Yeah.
You name it,
And
you are there making articles for sure. Are you really excited, like me, to see Jack Campbell play in the middle of that defense and see what we draft this guy at 18 for?
Yeah. Jack Campbell is a guy that, or Captain Jack, as you know, he's the fan base is calling him. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with him and what that does for the rest of the linebacking core. You look at Anzalone, will he move back to the will position, which is more of his natural position? Or will he continue to play the Mike and move Campbell to will? Someone listed him as an off-the-ball linebacker. I'm like, Campbell is a Mike, and that's where he needs to play. And I think that he's going to elevate the games of the guys that's kind of going to be behind him. You don't draft a guy at that position and don't think he's going to start. So you're going to start him. You're going to start Anzalone, and you look at Rodriguez and Barnes. They're going to have to step it up to get on the field, or they're going to be relegated to some backup and rotational roles.
It's going to be interesting. What do you think? I think that Malcolm Rodriguez has the upper hand over Derek Barnes. I think Derek Barnes, he better do something this year. I think that's the individual I'm looking at.
I think for Barnes, the thing that makes him a little bit different is that he started off as a defensive end. So his pass rushing ability makes him kind of where he can fit into situations where you can, bring him in, and you could bring in a guy if he makes the roster, like a Junior Okwara, man. You crash and you add in a guy, James Houston, man. Those three guys on the field at the same time, who are you going to block? Who are you going to block? All those three guys can get to the pass, to the rush the passer at a quick rate. So I think that's the thing that's going to help Derek Barnes make the roster, is his pass rushing ability.
There's been a lot of talk Lions should acquire some talent. You hear Chase Young. Shouldn't the Detroit Lions make a phone call to the Washington Commanders to get him over here on this defensive line? You heard Yannick Ngakoue, free agent. Should the Lions sign him? You heard your favorite player, Kenny Galladay, that you absolutely love and you want him on this team right now. That's how much you love him. You want him on this team, and you talked about your favorite player of all time, Kenny Galladay. Thoughts on getting players for this football team?
Okay, defensive ends. We have defensive ends coming out of the yin yang. I mean, the Lions have so many defensive ends. So you have Romeo Okwara, you got Charles Harris. These guys are still under contract, and they're coming back off an injury. We know Romeo played some last year, but he was limited. You get him back into the rotation. Houston, when you have a guy, of course, you got Aiden Hutchinson, Hutchinson is going to be, he's the man. And then you look at some of the situational guys like a Josh Pascal and a John Kaminsky who can play defensive tackle and defensive end. Where are we going to put all these defensive ends, man? Defensive end, I don't think we need to worry about a defensive end position. If you ask me about a defensive tackle, maybe. A defensive end, not so much. Kenny Galladay can stay wherever hell he is. Wherever he is, he can stay there. I just don't think that Jared Goff's the way he throws the ball fits the skill set. He needs a tight window thrower, and Goff can throw tight windows, but he needs some heat on there. And Galladay is that type of guy. He needs to go to LA and play with Stafford. That's going to be, if he needs a guy like that, a guy with a cannon for tight window throws.
Yeah, like you get injured players with injured players, and those guys are a great connection. They're, literally Valentine's Day brokens together. It makes a perfect match. We got 161 in the building with 55 likes. Let's get to 75 as we try to get to that 100 mark. We get to that 100 mark, we're going to give you an ultra combo, and that's what it's all about. We love the Hadoukens here as well. 6 minutes till we're going to take questions from you. Mailbag segment where you guys run the show and you tell me what you want to do, and we will get after it. But right now,
Definitely.
you look at this roster. You're talking about defensive tackle. Would you make a move to acquire Quinnen Williams?
At the right price, absolutely. The guy's still young. Guy's like 26 years old. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? The guy's an all-pro, had an all-pro season in 2022. Guy got 12 and a half sacks. I mean, why wouldn't you bring a guy like that here in Detroit? And he frees up a guy like Aleem McNeil. He makes his job easier. Now, I understand people don't want to give the draft capital and what he's going to cost in the contract, but I mean, that's a move you can make, and you can have this guy for multiple years in this defense, and that puts the Lions at probably one of the best defenses in the NFC if you add a guy like Quinnen Williams.
Mike Valenti said if you got Quinnen Williams, you're a Super Bowl contender. I agree.
I think I would have to agree with that. And I don't agree with Valenti on a lot of stuff.
I'm with you. I don't either. I don't, but I think that would be the cherry on top. Like, you feel like the secondary good. Linebacker are really good. I think the secondary is really good. I think the linebackers improved. And you got a Quinnen Williams with all the edge rushers that you do have. I think that defense could be 2014 type of defense where it really takes a significant jump. And with the Lions offense, holy hell. I mean, it could be ridiculous. And depending on the price, I'm with you. I would definitely consider making a phone call and trying to acquire him. And I'm sure he would rather come to Detroit than deal with Karen Rodgers over there in the New York, the Jets, where they got to hear about him crying and all that stuff. So that could be a better situation for him. Folks, if you got questions, throw it in the comment section right now. Mailbag segment, #Lions, #Kurt, #Mike, #, 4:26 p.m. because that's the exact time right now. Arvis, formerly known as PC Payload, in the building. Appreciate it.
PC.
Yeah, he was there. Oh, we got a super chat, a $10 super chat from my guy, Paul Ginder. Thank you so much, Paul. You are a real one. Everybody in the comment section put real one for Paul Ginder. F. Rogers Goodell. Hey, Mike, is it right a player to sexually assault 24 women and only get 11-game suspension while a player gambles on non-football games and gets 6-game suspension? That definitely seems like it's completely off base if you look at it like that there, Kurt.
And the NFL has an issue with their policies on player conduct. So and it's a lot of stuff is subjective still and left up to the arbitrators of who's going to dish out punishment. So and I have in no way, shape, or form defending Deshaun Watson, but they can give him 11 games because they can say there was never anything that it was all allegations. So they can say we will give you this much because it was allegations and not where he didn't do any jail time or anything. It was the allegation. So I get that. It should have been. I think it should have been more. I don't think the non-football game should have got 6 games. I think he should have got 2.
Yeah, definitely Deshaun Rapson. I think he should have got a lot more over there, and I think Jameson Williams should have got less. It's always like that. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
They have issues with their because it's so subjective and it's up to people's judgment instead of concrete. But it's kind of hard to say what's concrete when it's allegations and not this is concrete. It was proven guilty in a court of law, and this is what we can give you. We can say, hey, so it's always subjective up to someone else's belief system. So I will not, I can't say what happened with Deshaun Williams. I can't even really say what happened with Jameson Williams. because of the fact that, we know he bet on 9 football games and got 6 games, man. That's terrible. I think he should have got 2 games, especially today. You hear him. He's like, I didn't know I was doing anything wrong. so you get a guy who don't know he's breaking the rules.
Hey, it happens. Who will be the offense and defensive MVP? Are you talking about the Detroit Lions offense and defense MVP or NFL?
Yeah.
We'll go with the Lions here. Offensive MVP. Man, I'll go with, you know what? I'll go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just love the hell he does. Everyone gets infatuated with Jameson Williams, Jared Goff, or even Jahmyr Gibbs. But damn, Amon-Ra St. Brown just always getting it done. So I'll go with him. Defense, I will go with Aiden Hutchinson. What do you got?
Defense, I will definitely go with that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go with Kirby Joseph.
Oh,
it's
I
a
love it.
Big leap in year 2. Big leap in year 2. I think he helps. He roams that secondary. I think he leads the team again in interceptions this year. I think he gets 6 to 7 this year. And for offensive guy, I'm gonna go with the rook. I'm gonna go with Jahmyr Gibbs. That's my guy. I watched him play down there at Alabama. I live in the South, so we get a lot of SEC football down here. And that kid, he just stood out. He just stood out. He passed the eye test for me. If you look at him and what he can do, he's a faster, better route runner, and he's an upgrade over. And I like DeAndre Swift, but he's a faster DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, he's definitely.
And DeAndre Swift is fast.
Yeah,
but he's faster.
He's fat. So it gives you that Javid Best vibes a little bit of that sneaky speed. Hopefully without the concussions. But if he can bring that to the Lions, oh my God, that offense can go to the next level.
He's they calling him the younger version of Alvin Kamara. If we can get that young Alvin Kamara in Detroit in this offense, man, it's gonna be some curtains. And I love what David Montgomery brings to the team. Man, if you say we didn't upgrade our running back room, if you didn't think we upgraded our running back room, yeah, that's a lie. We did.
Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are upgrades from Swift and Jamal Williams, and I love Jamal Williams, and I really like Swift. At the same time, you just look at it, it's an upgrade. Hashtag FGB, do you think that we play both Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield together? Yes, absolutely we do.
Yes.
It's going to be so difficult for defenses to – what are they going to do?
Yeah, I think that was something that came out the other day, that they had packages for both of those guys together. So that's going to be some – what I say about the defense is going to be some slow slinging and some flower bringing around that thing, because they're going to put some people to sleep on defense with those 2 guys in the backfield.
We got a question here. How did the Lions defense stack up the last 10 games last year? Seemed much improved. It's definitely it was much improved last year. It started getting better every game, even though the stats said it was 32 or 31, depending on where you look at. You have to take into account that the first half of the season was booty cheeks, and the second half it got better. And I think that this year it's going to start really good. I think it is. Well, Kansas City, they might get a little bit beat up, but it's Kansas City. But at the same time, you upgrade in the secondary, complete upgrade. You upgrade at linebacker, upgrade, and the defensive line is the same but healthier, because you got Romeo starting, Charles Harris starting, and you got Broderick Martin up in there. So I think it's going to be much better. What about you, Kirk?
Yeah, they're going to have that. The run defense is going to have to improve 100%. 29th in the league last year. Down the stretch, I don't know about the whole last 10 games, but I know from weeks 9 through 15, they were a top 10 defense in the league. It didn't help the shellacking they had down here in Charlotte giving up 320 yards on the ground and like 570 total yards to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
That really hurt that, and that really put us out of the playoffs, to be honest with you. That put the Lions out of the playoffs. But you look at that, I'm like, I think they will be very much improved. So for those reasons, my thing is that whoever's going to start next to Aleem McNeil, that's going to be they're going to have to show up, because that run defense was 29th in the league last year, and we got to improve off of that to be a winning team.
This is probably a joke here, saying that breaking news: the Lions acquired kicker Riley Patterson, who was a former Detroit Lion, from the Jags for an undisclosed draft pick. That's funny for sure. I don't know if that's true. I'm sure it's probably not. Someone just joshing around here, messing around. But let me know in the comment section if this is just BS.
Actually, nope. That is correct.
Really?
Nope, that is correct.
Okay.
Riley Patterson, Dave Burkett just announced that the Lions announced that they have acquired Riley Patterson from the Lions. Actually, the Lions announced it. Riley Patterson's back in Detroit for an undisclosed draft pick. That is correct.
Are you so? We let him go in free agency, and then we trade for him.
Apparently, the two guys that were in camp weren't getting it done.
Yeah. Well, we know who our kicker is now. Guess what? It's Riley Patterson. The former Detroit Lion leaves, and he comes back, and we trade for Riley Patterson. Oh, my goodness. That is hilarious. Yep. Michael Badgley, he's crying right now. Let's talk about this. Michael Badgley and Riley Patterson. Let's go.
It's got to be Riley. You don't trade for a guy and not start him.
Yeah.
You don't trade for a guy and not start him. It's as much as I like Badgley, he just doesn't have the leg outside of 49 yards. Anything over 50 yards and up, it's a crapshoot. You have to have that. You have to have a guy that can make kicks beyond 50 yards, between 50 and 58. You're gonna have the guys like a Justin Tucker. That's those guys that can hit 63-yard bombs. But as long as you have a guy that can go 58 and in, you need that. But if a guy that can't, if it's you're looking at, if it's 50 and up and the guy struggles, you can't have that, because you look at that. That's a thing where you don't trust your kicker, and you're going to gamble more on fourth downs where you can go ahead and kick the field goal.
I wonder what they gave up. Probably like a 2025 7th-round pick. It was probably something of that nature. I'm going to assume it is nothing big, but Riley Patterson back in the Honolulu blue and silver. This guy had a big-ass leg, Kurt.
Yeah. He does. Probably give him some Pop Rops, some Fagos, some Better Made chips, a couple Coney dogs, and and a draft pick, man. But welcome back, Riley Patterson.
Welcome back, Riley Patterson. What a time for the trade to take place, literally while I'm live. So that is the perfect time. And guess what? I don't have to make a video about it. It's already done.
No, it's right here.
So I just read an article. Man. It was yesterday saying one of the worst decisions was them not bringing back the same kicking situation. They said that was a terrible decision. Well, we just got Riley Patterson, so that removes that situation. And what happens now? Is Michael Badgley going to stay here and fight it out in training camp, or are they just going to cut him?
They're going to have to. To be honest with you, I just think they release him. I don't see, because you're going to have a corresponding move. Either they let him go or the XFL guy go. They're going to have to let somebody go because they only got 90 rock. I mean, there's going to have to be a corresponding move. So.
Okay, so now it's saying the Jaguars sign Brandon McManus and waive Riley Patterson. So if he was waived, then the Lions didn't trade for him. It was just given to him.
No, the Lions announced that the Lions on their Twitter feed announced that they traded for him. They traded for him. So it had to be a trade.
So we're getting mixed reports, but if they're doing it, they're definitely. If it was the Lions' own website.
The
They
Detroit
definitely
Lions. It was it was their own Twitter feed. Yeah, it was Detroit Lions, their Twitter feed.
late round draft
So
choice.
you
That's
look
what
at
Adam Schefter says. So it was definitely a trade. Adam Schefter even said it, just a late round.
yeah. Tom Pelissero even said the
Yep.
same thing. Hmm.
Yep. So
So it has to be
we got our kicker. And look, I
Yeah.
think that's, it's going to be a 7th round pick, probably. And look,
Yeah,
they
somebody-
made the wrong decision last year by not keeping him on the roster, and now we get him back. What do you grade
Alex
the trade?
Rio over there, probably Detroit said for 2047.
2047, 8th round pick.
Yeah. What do I grade that? B.
B?
I don't know.
I go B.
I don't know.
I go with
I
a
guess
B.
a solid B. You know,
It's not a
Man,
strong D.
I'm
Like,
loving that LNU shot, man.
yeah. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Like when I think of grade, it's not a D. It's not a really hard or a strong D. Like one of those Ds that just penetrate through everything. It's not one of those, but I would give it definitely a. I would give it a.
I'm giving her a D, man, a strong D.
The strong D right there for sure. B plus. Okay, Patterson upgraded, no doubt about it. Awesome. Well, sweet. I get something I get to read and watch after this.
Ooh.
How has Campbell looked so far? I haven't heard anything in OTAs. I heard in rookie minicamp he was really good. Sam LaPorta, though, got him one time, but I haven't heard anything in OTAs. Have you heard anything in OTAs on Jack?
Nah. I haven't really solid on Captain Jack. And I've only seen a few highlights, and I don't remember seeing him in any of them. So,
yeah, I haven't heard anything. He says this is an F. Come on, dude. We wasted a draft pick on him. Well, if it's a 7th round pick, 2025, 2020.
to be honest with you, I don't. It's gonna be hard. It's with the talent level of the Lions, what they're acquiring. Those later round picks are gonna have trouble making this roster.
I know they're definitely going to have trouble making this roster because the talent level is so much better than it used to be. So, so it's difficult
a 7th round pick in just the recent past. A 7th round pick, damn near was still on the starter. Just look at last year. What was that? Rodriguez was a 6th round pick. So I mean, you look at the type of talent that Holmes is acquiring. Yeah, I get you, Dr. Detroit.
I get it. Yeah, I totally understand it. You literally, I get it. Fully get it. He does have a strong leg, so we'll see. I guess we'll find out if he's making field goals. We'll see. We'll see. Sarah on pick means 3 more field goals this year. I'll take it for sure. Let's see if I can find some more questions here. Again, we're in the mailbag segment. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever you want to say, the news broke out while we were live. But if you got questions, throw it in the comment section. Let's see here. With all these weapons, I wouldn't be surprised if Goff has MVP type of season, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. What do you think Jared Goff will have this year if you're to look at stats?
Wow. I think that's possible. If he's played like he played down the stretch of last season, it's possible. The guy didn't turn the ball over after week 9. The Lions led the league in turnovers. They only had like 15 for the whole season. So that was a good thing. So you look at Jared Goff, he took care of the ball in the second half of the season, and it was one of those things. If he continues to do that and continues to mesh in this offense with Ben Johnson and the rest of the receiving core, I'm talking like Ben Johnson, the receiver. You know, if he and Ben Johnson's offense and with the receiving core, man, it's going to be something nice. You know, he has weapons at every level. In the interior with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta. On the exterior, you got your guy Marvin Jones, and then when J-Mo comes back, and then of course with the rookie that's probably gonna be called on to start some earlier in the season with Antoine Green, and don't forget the little guy we got coming in, I always forget his. Oh man, I can always forget his name. He's the punt returner, but he plays big on the
Khalif
outside
Raymond?
as well. Khalif Raymond, yeah. And then out of the backfield, Montgomery's a good pass catcher as well. Not, we're not even talking about I'm not even talking about Jahmyr Gibbs because he can light it up out of the backfield catching the ball anyway. But David Montgomery is surprisingly well catching the ball, so it is possible that he has that many yards and that many touchdowns and that least amount of interceptions if he continues to take care of the ball like he did at the end of last year. You got to remember, at the end of last year, he was not throwing the ball to the other team. He was spiking it into the ground. He would throw the ball away and he would take care of the ball. A lot of people, his completion percentage wasn't that great. But if you look at, he sacrificed his completion percentage to not turn the ball over.
Facts. A lot of facts right there. A lot of facts. And I think all he's got to do is just not turn the football over, and he could have a damn good year. Will he be MVP? He's a Detroit Lion, so probably not. We all know how that goes. It doesn't matter what. I remember when Matthew Stafford got 5,000 passing yards and over 40 touchdowns, he didn't even make the Pro Bowl initially. So that's just how the NFL works.
Yeah, he was an alternate. I remember
He's
that.
an
And was the
alternate.
MVP of the. He was the MVP of the Pro Bowl.
I know.
They put him in.
Oh, my
Crazy.
goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's just how the NFL works. But that'd be damn good stats. 4,500 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That would be ridiculous. Weston Lyon, is LaPorta already looking like an upgrade on our tight ends? From what I heard, he looked damn good. He looked unstoppable. At least in the rookie minicamp. I haven't heard nothing on the OTAs, anything like that right now. Lions going to trade a kicker to the Bears for Equanius St. Brown. That would be funny. I doubt it. EQ going to stay over there in Chicago and be a Bear.
He talks too much. I want him in Detroit.
He talks a lot. He
too
does.
much trash about the Lions.
Yeah. From a guy that who's who? Like, the only reason you know him is because of his brother.
Yep, pretty much.
That's exactly what he is.
Pretty
He's
much.
nothing more and nothing less. Folks, we got 193 in the building with 83 likes, 17 more away from an Ultra Combo. 17 likes away from an Ultra Combo. Hit that like button, and we will get this thing going. Detroit versus everybody. I would go all in on offense since Ben Johnson won't be here after this season. Do you think Ben Johnson will be here after this season?
You know what? I'm going to say yeah. If we don't win a Super Bowl this year, I think he won't leave until we make a Super Bowl.
So he'll be here till no. The old classic.
Hopefully not too much longer.
I feel you.
I'm saying not too much longer, but I think he stays until we make a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's me, Matt. It says, the Oracle Mike, who is going to score the first touchdown in preseason and who's going to score the first touchdown in the regular season? I'll do it the same person, David Montgomery. I think they score the touchdowns. I just think he's going to be used a lot. And my phone's going off. Fantastic. It's called a left swipe. And you move it over, automatically is off. Who do you think is going to get the first touchdowns in preseason and in the regular season?
Preseason, I'm gonna go Jameson Williams because he can play in the preseason, and I'm gonna go Amon-Ra St. Brown in the regular season. It's gonna be a pass catch for the first touchdown.
Okay, Artist says Tom Kennedy will score all preseason touchdowns. That's facts. Even as a quarterback, he will do it even as kickoffs and returns. Tom Kennedy is Mr. Preseason, that's for sure. Oh, my God. We got a $5 super chat from a man.
Year.
Jamie Butcher, keep up the good work. Mike, love the content. Thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. All the super chats out there, love it. Ashawn re-signed with the Rams, or is he still available? I think he's a free agent. But when he was drafted, he was like 45 years old with his facial hair. So now
he looked like it. Yeah, he looked like it, man. He looked like an old man when he got drafted. He never looked young.
Phoenix Feathers. Detroit traded a 2026 conditional 7th-round pick for Jacksonville, Riley Patterson. I didn't even know you could do a conditional 7th-round pick.
What is a conditional 7th-round pick? I don't understand that. That's crazy. What's a conditional 7th? You can't go back. You can't make it an 8th-round pick. What are you talking about? What the hell?
Definitely, that was some big draft capital to give up for Riley Patterson right there.
No, it's right. He said Tom Pelissero said Detroit traded a 2026 conditional 7th-round pick.
It's got to be going up to like a 6. Pick? You can't go backwards, or maybe it's a flip flop. Like who is the higher 7th-round pick? That could be it.
Oh, maybe, probably, yeah, it could be. I don't know. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, you're right.
That's all I could think of because you can't go backwards. Hashtag Lions. How many rush touchdowns does Montgomery get? I'll go with 13.
I would say, yeah, I like that. 13. I agree with you. 13.
13 tuds. Bill Rowland, hashtag Gibbs, will take an 80-yard to the house for the first play of the regular season to shut up the haters. If he did that, that would be a great way to start. I don't know. I don't think anyone should hate on Jahmyr Gibbs. This guy is a stud. Absolute stud.
Yeah. I was hearing the other day that some teams, and this was from my man Louis Riddick over there at ESPN, he was saying on Rich Eisen the other day that some teams had him as a top running back and coming out in the draft above Bijan Robinson. So we'll see.
100%. I was hearing that, and he wouldn't have made it to 18. That was another thing. He wasn't going to make it to 18, so the Lions had to take him at 12. Spigs, hashtag Macro Mike. J-Mo not appealing. His suspension hurts the team. Why commend him for saying that he's not appealing? Because he's taken responsibility for his actions. I can always commend someone that realizes they effed up, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to take the punishment. That's part of the growing process as a maturity. You screw up, take responsibility.
That's grown man business right there. You take responsibility of your actions. I like him, being able to say, hey, this is kind of take it and move on.
Mm-hmm. I like that fact. Just, take it, drink water, and drive on. It is what it is. You got punched in the face. Now deal with it. Hashtag FGB. Somebody needs to hire Dose of Dion to their scouting department. Dude knows his stuff. He's actually, I think he's like in a mentorship to do that, to become a scout. So maybe it does happen in the future for him. Hashtag hell by 2026, we would have 10-round draft with all the crap Rodgers keeps changing. Roger Goodell. Very possible. Maybe we'll go back to a 10-round. How far did it go to back when you were my age? Back with 1930s?
Man, it was, man, I ain't that old, but yeah, it was kind of I forget what it was, man. I think it was ridiculous amount of rounds for the draft, but I think it took like a week. I think the draft was like a week, or like 5 days before or something like that.
Yeah, they went to
they did it
teens.
Yeah,
that would be a long ass day.
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. I mean, you're looking at it, and they did it, but I don't think but it wasn't televised, and it was like in a ballroom in a hotel or something, and it's not the production that it is now.
Fresh and fly. Hashtag Detroit. Do you think Carolina will be another trap game due to the fact that they have Deuce and Chark? Who knows our offense? No, I don't think it's going to be a trap game at all. I think it's going to be, we're going to beat the hell out of them this time. Because there's a little bit of revenge there. We got beat up.
Game.
Yeah. And I trust Ben Johnson. He's going to mix it up.
I was in that building for that game, and it was horrible. Yeah, I drove 2.5 hours to watch the line and get their ass. So I had it to in Charlotte, man. But they'll be down here again last week of the preseason, so we'll see.
Hashtag Mike, is it true you're replacing Jeff on Woodward Morning Show to be alongside Adam? I've never heard that. I guess you're the first one to tell me. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. Nope, I have no idea right there. No doubt about it. There used to be 10 rounds, only 7 for the last 30 years. Yeah, you don't ever want to go back past 7. I'm telling you right there, you become dead after that. I love the draft.
I did the live streaming. We did it over there on Lions on the Prowl, man. And I think that last day, I took at least 2 hours off. I'm like, are we back on the Lions pick again? Because you remember they had that long stretch where they didn't pick. And I was like, I'll be back.
I can't do it, man.
Nap, man. Got some food.
I streamed it one time,
you guys are doing?
And I said, I'm not doing that again. That was just, it was pulling your eyes out. It was brutal. Let's see here. Hashtag Lions 13-4 Super Bowl champions. What do you think the Lions' records will be?
I said 11-6, 10-7, but I think I want to go 11-6 and win the division.
11-6, I'm with you. Win the division. Let's see. Hashtag Patterson is our starting again now for sure. Yeah, I think you traded for him, even though it's a conditional 7th round pick.
For a guy, not start on. Yeah. Yep.
Thoughts on our kicking and punting changes? I love our Riley Patterson. I love Jack Fox. I think we got our special teams is damn good, and everyone.
I love Foxy. I love Foxy, man. Foxy is my guy. Dave Phipp is a hell of a special teams coach, man.
Phipp is a G. I mean, this dude is always getting it done with these fake 4th down plays. It's like, my God, CJ Moore, and Jack Fox can throw a damn good spiral on 4th down. So it is awesome to see that for sure. I absolutely love it. It says Mike already replaced himself going to Chap Sports. That's right. I replaced myself with myself. I retired the Micro Mike and went to Mike Kimber. I replaced myself for myself. What's going on, Lions Gangster? Welcome in this bad boy. We are 6 likes away from 100. Let's get this ultra combo. There's 190 in the building. There's 6 more likes. We can get it done right now.
Come on now. 6 more likes.
6 more likes, man. Oh, now we got 5 more. We want to get that ultra combo. I'm getting ready.
Yeah, definitely.
The ultra combo is my precious, folks. The ultra combo is my precious. So you get that 100 likes. We're going to smash that. Right, there we go. We got it. Here we go. The ultra combo. I love it, man.
Ultra combo. Combo breaker. Ultra combo.
And that is what we just got. We hit over 100 likes. You guys killed it. Thank you so much, folks, for getting that done. And that is a damn good way to really end the show. But before we end the show, Kurt, tell them about what you are doing on all the websites, being a beat writer. Tell them about all your YouTube, all your fame and success, where we can get your autographs, all of that.
Yeah. Well, you can check me out definitely over at Detroit Lions on the Prowl still for the next week and a half. I'll still be over at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. We do a 2 days a week. We do recorded shows, and then we definitely do a free for all Friday on Fridays, and Mike comes to hang out with us on Fridays. I'm over at sidelinereport.com. You can go check out some of my content over there, and I'm at yardbarker.com, or you can just go to my site, kurtsteele.com, and head over to the Lions Nation. You can get yourself some Kurt Steele gear. I see the hat, you see the shirt. What I do is boss up and ball out. So definitely go over and check out my gear over in the Lions Nation Unite shop.
Yeah, man, definitely check it out. It's good. I love Sideline, Yard Barker, all of this taking place. It's all some fun stuff. So go ahead and check it out, folks. With that said, go to the heavyweights as they're about to get their show started, and they're going to talk about Riley Patterson, the biggest trade in the Lions' history. With that said, adios.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring.
whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah.